We're about a week away from the first game club of the school year, and there's a lot to do. If you take a look around, you'll see my classroom is out already, not only for game club, but more importantly for that teaching thing that I'm supposed to be doing. It's going to take a while to get this all in order. Every TV and table has to be put back. I have to go through the closet, take out all the game systems, controllers, connectors, cables, everything. And on top of that, we have to find places for our brand new Switch and our new to us Xbox One, which is over here somewhere, and get all those things set up. We can do it. It's just going to take a long time, and we have so much professional development to do this year, and I'm not sure when I'm going to do it exactly. Join me as I get this room ready, not only for teaching, but more importantly, for Game Club. So a couple of things didn't happen over the summer like I wanted them to. First off, I never found a replacement CRT for that 27-inch TV over there that is definitely going. It's on its way out. You can tell the picture tube isn't so good. That has to be dealt with eventually. I have some things in the pipeline, but I really don't think I'll have time to go and do all that stuff, at least for the next few weekends. My desk has to go back, the chairs have to go back, the tables have to go back, but come with me and you'll see what actually the big issue is, and that happens to be this door over here. And it really isn't a big issue. It's not a very large closet, but these three boxes here are cables. One of them is power, one of them is AV, and one of them is controllers. Then the bottom two down there are power strips and video game systems. That's a lot of stuff to take out and put back. And really, I don't have enough TVs to support all the systems. My biggest issue this year will be deciding which systems get hooked up and which don't. I'm also thinking about doing rotations every week. We'll see how that works. This is a lot of work on me usually. I don't have a lot of support, so between 30 and 60 kids show up in this room every week, and I'm on my own to make sure that all works as smoothly as possible. But anyways, the easiest thing to do is put my desk back into some kind of position where I'm going to keep it all year, and then get going on the rest of the desks, and then start placing TVs on tables. Then the fun can begin. All right, well, at least this desk is nice and small and light and easy to move. God. Okay, step one done. Now the rest of this will be boring, so we'll speed it up a little bit. I went through, arranged all the desks, moved my desk back over there, and now we have the space we need and hopefully the rosters we're going to have for the year in order so we can determine how much space we have for Game Club this year. Now, if you look over here, all these TVs are still hanging out in their original locations. I have to move a lot of things around, especially that Wii TV over there. That's going to go in the corner where the closet is right now. But I think the first order of operations thing we should do is arrange the tables on that side of the room, and then we'll get to that closet and start pulling things out. That's going to take a while. I think for this year what I'm going to do is have this table more or less here, maybe a little further down, because this one, or well, this one's smaller. Oh, good. Take this one, put that over here, this, and now I'll put this table here, and I'll put our CRTs on this table, along with Sega Genesis and NES, and that way, since they're usually one-player only games, it won't take up a whole lot of space, but it's still pretty comfortable for everyone. That's great. This table can come down some, and then we'll have more space over here to bring our Wii TV and click it right back over here. Now the part I've been dreading, going through the closet. I think it's currently 83 in this room. It's nice and crispy, nice and steamy, so let's have some fun moving. Just put everything in there last year, wasn't even thinking about it, and here we are now. All of our games. Start getting those out. I left a lot of stuff here, and you know what? Didn't even miss it. Look at all these Xbox games. I hope that Xbox works. We fix it, so I hope it keeps working. Got PlayStation, Xbox 360 over here. Perfect. Okay. Whoopsies. There was some rhyme and reason. Power strips and remotes are all in this here, so I can get these all ready to go, because the first thing you should do, run your power, get your power organized, and then start hooking the TVs up, because you don't want to do it the other way around. You have to move everything 15 different ways. So power strips here. Don't know how many of these we're going to need this year, but I do have a few LCD TVs that we're not using. Maybe back on the wall again like last year. I labeled everything. We got power, AV cables right here. Look at that. I'm guessing this is going to be controllers. Let's see. Yep, all of our controllers right here. No batteries though, I gotta bring those in. The last bin should be, oh yeah, it's heavy. All of our systems. Okay, well, on to the next step. Let's get the power strip set up over here so we are all ready to go and we don't have to do any messing around with those later. So we got an outlet here, power strip here. Yep, good enough. You can come over on this table. I wanna make sure we have 2 TVs and 2 places for game consoles, so we should be good there. I'll put one more over here and we'll plug it in over here. I think this works. Does this work? I can't tell if this works. Well, only one way to find out. Take this onto the desk and this onto the desk. I should have put this up on the desks because now I have to move it again to put the TVs over here. But I think this TV over here is going to get our Panasonic Plasma TV or our Samsung Plasma. I'm not sure yet. Probably the Panasonic one. Grab that. Actually, while we're over here, let's just move all this over because all this is going over there, but not in the front because I don't have enough clearance. So we're going to go back here. Hi there. Oh man, that CRT sticking out the back. I didn't notice. Think I'll make it? That's gonna live there. These are gonna go over there in a second. I'll grab that plasma first because I hate moving those things. They're too heavy. You're gonna go live over here. I'm gonna grab this bad boy. Ugh, these things weigh a ton. I don't miss moving them. Oh my God. Whew. Thank God I'm in such great shape. And we're kind of rough things out here. So I think our Xbox, we'll go over to that TV again. Just look at the general idea. Xbox over here, and then we'll put the CRTs on that TV. We have these things, which I don't trust, but I'm using anyways. I think we'll have to go maybe Princess TV over here. I don't know. We will figure this out. I forgot how I had it set up last year. It's only been a few months. You'd think I'd remember, but I definitely don't. We got our pretty Princess TV right here. Power cord. Set this up. Got to put as much room as we can because those power bricks for the NES and the Genesis are quite large. Then we got our CRT, much heavier. Good there. All right, well, that's half the stuff done. The TVs are over here, the power strips are in place. Now it's a matter of getting the cabling and controllers ready and starting to hook things up permanently. So that's gonna be boring. Let's get back to me when I'm done. I'll set my fingers. Well, a little bit of sweat later, here we are. We've gotten a few things done. We did move some other TVs around. We have our Wii card over here. I had to move stuff over here, all these boxes and everything, but we do have our plasma up and running with our 360 going. Over here, things have become a little different. Now let me show you a gamer problem that a lot of you probably encountered in the 80s if you were around that time. I did something silly. I decided to try to put a Super Nintendo, an NES, and a Sega Genesis on one of these kind of power strips here. That's not gonna work. I think we all experienced the same problem trying to plug everything in at once back in the day. So I'm gonna have to find a different power strip. There's a whole bunch of different new solutions that have better spacing and replace this one with one of those. So that kind of slowed me down a little bit, but otherwise we're making good progress. This stuff is pretty much all hooked up with the exception to the AV to this and ready to go. That's better. Now everything's finally hooked up, at least as hooked up as it can be right now. We have to go to in-service in about 10 minutes, so I'm gonna get some coffee and head down there and hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow and maybe, just maybe we can wrap this up. But now the big part is tackling that side of the room over there. Now it's not gonna be a crazy complicated process. I kind of know what I want to do on that side. It's just a matter of getting the motivation to do it. I've laid out some of the systems over there, so let's get to crack-a-lackin', as the kids would say, and get this done. Grab this, power strips. What is the Xbox? The Xbox One power strips over there. We need the PS3 power strip, 2 of these, and I need, I think, 3 of those. Let's go with that one. So we got our power supplies we need for our PS1, PS2, and our PS3 because they all use the same power cable, which is great. And then we're gonna need controllers, we'll get that in a second, and AV cable. Oh, AV cables are over here. We need a PS2 AV cable, need HDMI, 2 HDMI, that's too long. Okay, we got PS1 and we got PS2. All right, let's go. So first things first, let's move some stuff around here. Probably end up putting the plasma back over here, I think. So let's just do that right now because if I remember correctly, we had the PS1 over here. How did I have this last year? I didn't move the tables, did I? Maintenance moved the tables over the summer, which makes sense. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I think I did have this TV on this. And there's my boards. But this was the PS3 table, I want to say. So we'll take this table down. Right there, actually. Then we'll do this. Just make it a little more stable for the TV. That back up here. This becomes our Xbox One area. So, although I was gonna put something elsewhere, this is probably gonna be the best option I got. Do that and hopefully we tilt that TV. There's a remote for the TV. Just get all that plugged up right now. Nice thing is HDMI makes life easy. So all I gotta do is plug this up, drape that cord there. Okay, this is how we get out of order on things. Because I started doing one thing and now we're over here. So we got our PS3, that's our code for Xbox. It's our account information, which isn't important because it's not gonna go online. This is the switch. This stuff can go over here because I'll leave the switch hooked up to the big TV. We'll get our Wii, our modded Wii over here, and we'll put that. That can go back to this TV over here. Then we'll, as we make our way back, we'll grab something. Don't go anywhere empty-handed. Grab some PlayStation controllers. Why not? Okay, so maybe this is the PS3 area now. What do you think? PS1 lives here. Oh God, the wax. And then, there you go. That'll work out. Whoever put this backwards, guy deserves a stern talking to. PS3 is there. We got our cord box. So let's just, while we're here, might as well start hooking things up. This beautiful plasma TV, man, I love it. I'm gonna try to keep all the electronics and power on one side this year, so the power strip's there, so I don't create a rat's nest again of cords. That wasn't fun. Like something like this. If I can get the cords to plug in, that would be ideal, because I have USB ports for the charging cables. HDMI, we need power for that, and power for that. Do I have power for that? Do I have power for that? Do I have power for that? I have to. We have TV power, thank God. Oh, there's power on that side? Even better. Oh, look at that. So we can do this, that, and then we can just use this little power strip here instead of wasting the big ones, and I can have a charging port with USB for all those controllers. That is perfect. Couldn't have planned it better myself. So we'll do this, this, and then we're all set. That's perfect, actually. Okay, good. We got that there. These are all PlayStation 1, 2 controllers. Good. PlayStation 3 here is all set up. Let's go over here, and we'll run a power strip. This thing's a bulky guy. It seems a little more useful. Run this here first. Order of operations. There's our power supply for this. HDMI cable over there. HDMI over there. And we have HDMI out. Not trying to say you get what you pay for, but the HDMI port on this $99 Xbox One is a little sketchy. So we'll see how that works. As long as it stays there. And you know what? Might just tape it in there. Drop the brick behind there. Leave the cords here. As long as we get power, we're in pretty good shape over here. The cords in these power strips are just so ridiculous. Man, I don't want to use this one, it's just too big, but we'll make it work. We'll just kind of leave it bound up a little bit so it stays there. That in. That works. Okay. I think the Xbox One station is actually all done. The PS3 station is actually all done. Now we came over here to start doing the PS1 and PS2 stations. And as you can see, every good plan goes awry very quickly. So off we go. Let's finally get our PS1 station done. Now everyone always says this must be an HDMI cable when they see my videos. This is not. This is a good old fashioned, it has S-video and good old fashioned composite video. But you can see it's a PlayStation 1 connector. The issue that I'm seeing with people in this connector is it's much larger looking, even though it's the same exact connector. And it's gold plated. It is a PlayStation connector. It just looks a little bit more like HDMI, but people got angry about this. They're like, oh, you have an HDMI modded PlayStation. First off, if you have HDMI mods for your PlayStation or PlayStation 2, it uses a mini HDMI. It doesn't use a full-size HDMI cable, so I don't know why. These Rocketfish ones, I'm not sure if they make them anymore, but they are very tight. It makes you feel very uncomfortable plugging these in because you feel like you're breaking that port. It's an extra one I have. I'm not gonna use it at home, so I brought it here, but I regret it all the time. Are we polarizing this one? Yes, we are. Good. Got our power cords polarized. Already got one. Perfect. So cabling, we're all ready to go. Let's drop our power strip. Oh, we dropped the power strip already. See, we're already ahead of the curve. Shift our PS2 over here. Pray that doesn't fall. Move this box out of the way because, let's take that. Then we'll plug it all up. And the PlayStation area, the PS1 area is all set up. We'll just go ahead and put these two guys over here right now. Have a memory card somewhere and we're all set. Last but not least, everyone's favorite PS2. So let's get that power stripped up here. I'm kind of worried about this CRT over here, mainly because at the end of last year, it was kind of wonky. I don't think the picture tube is long for this world. I think it's going to go out soon. Everything's a little bit yellowed. Everything's a little bit worse to wear on this TV, and the picture tube is definitely going. You know, hopefully it lasts this year, but I don't have high hopes for it. Let's put it that way. Wow. You know what? I feel like we're actually making progress over here. We got the PS2 hooked up, we got the PS1 hooked up, we got our PS3 hooked up, and we got our brand new Xbox One hooked up. I think we're doing good, but this is going to take another day. So we're back again here. I think this is day 5 at this point of trying to set the game room up. Now we've had so many in-services and professional developments and retreats that I haven't had a lot of time in my classroom. So hopefully today, this morning, we have about, I'd say maybe 20 minutes before the next in-service starts. Hopefully I can finish this task up and get the sorry, I misspoke. Get the classroom completely ready for Video Game Club, and then worry about the whole thing called teaching. So all we have left to do today really is hook up the Wii over here to this TV, our dedicated Wii TV, and then get the Switch hooked up over here. That's gonna be a lot easier. If you have a Switch, you know there's an HDMI port, and that's about it, maybe power. So let's get started on that. Now, I was fortunate enough to get a Switch this year. I got it for a pretty good deal for my sister, so she let me have that for the club at a relatively reduced price, which was nice. Until I get another power strip, gonna temporarily do this. Plug this in here, and I can run. I have to have my laptop for the smart board up here, and I have to, you know, there's almost no point in doing this. Just plug it all in individually, and then I'll get a power strip. I want to get surge protectors and everything because we do have those surges of power every once in a while, but for temporary purposes, we should be good. All right, so we got our dock. We got this here, power supply, brand new power supply, brand new dock. I'm not sure if anyone ever made a third-party dock that didn't fry a switch. I don't trust them though, unfortunately. So we'll plug in our power here. One of these two HDMI cables is going to become my switch cable. Probably not this one. Probably this one here. This is here. See this HDMI cable? Goofball. There it is. Okay. All the cables start blending in after a while. That. Put some tension relief, close that up, and then I think we are good to go on the switch. Just pop it out of here. All right, cool. We got a permanent switch home there. Little Joy-Con doohickeys here. And there we go. That's the easiest setup of all of them so far. Okay, last but not least is the Wii. And that's going to require, I believe we got a Wii power brick here. Yep, that's a Wii one. And if you come over here and look, just for convenience sake throughout the years, I've acquired a GameCube power supply. I got a Wii U adapter, a Wii U gamepad adapter. I got more PlayStation style, what do you call them? These figure 8 cables, some polarized, some non-polarized. These are for the monitors. This here is for the modified Dreamcast. I got a TurboGrafx 16 power supply here. And all this stuff I bought over the years, picked up slowly but surely, because taking those things out of my setup at home and then bringing them to school is a real pain in the butt. So if I can have the power supplies here, it reduces the amount of time I have to spend taking all my setup apart downstairs and then bringing it into school that day. So definitely something to invest in. Even if it's just a cheaper but reliable power supply, it might be useful if you frequently transport your systems around places like I do. It's definitely been a lifesaver on that note. So we got our Wii power supply, we got our Wii sensor bar, and these look like Wii AV cables. We're all set. Let's go over here. Nice thing about the cart moves, and we got our power right on the cart itself. So this is as convenient as it gets. Try to make this as clean as possible. Put this power supply down here. Put that big brick down there. Plug it in. Why not over here? Feed up that. Power to it. Sensor bar. I understand why this cord was so long, but good Lord. Wireless one would be pointless because I'd have to go through batteries. I Velcroed this so I can just place it right under TV and kind of just hangs out there. Not the most secure thing in the world, but not the worst thing I could have done. Wrap all this cord back up because God knows we got plenty of it. And last but not least, we have AV. And just like that, our Wii is all set up. Okay, well, I think that actually concludes the setup process this year in terms of getting everything hooked up to TVs. Matter of going around and making sure the games are with the systems and controllers where they should be. And that's really about it. I'm going to go ahead and flesh this out a little bit. Turn everything on so you can see what it looks like, and hopefully everything's all ready for the club this year. While it's really not that complete right now, I think you can see the vision coming forward here. Finally, all the boxes are off the desks. It almost looks like a real classroom again. We have the Wii set up over here on our dedicated Wii TV. We have our Xbox function and our Plasma over here. We found out the Sega Genesis does not do video anymore, so that'll have to go out for repairs pretty soon here. Got the SNES hooked up here and working. The NES will go to this TV for a while until that Genesis comes back from repair. We inherited a mystery table overnight, so we'll see what happens with that. I don't know where it came from. I think I'm going to actually use this and replace one of these two tables here so I can have just one more TV over here with one more system. Stay tuned for that. We'll see if it works. PS2 is fully functional over here. PS1 is fully functional over here. PS3 is fully functional over here. And we have our brand new Xbox One over here. I really think we're all ready. Now, we also have our Switch hooked up to that big TV, but I forgot games, so there's nothing on that screen. It's completely blank. We'll have to fix that later tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this look at all the time it takes to get this club up and running for the year. And this isn't even all of it. There are a lot of people, especially I've met through social media throughout the years, that really dedicate the time, effort, and their resources, their skills, their talents to making this all work. It's not just me. I provide the room and the stuff here, but there's a lot of people behind the scenes that deserve just as much credit as I do for this club.